Welcome back, Hornets. I'm Ari.
And I'm Matthew, and today's date is Friday, February 17th, and we have quite the show for you. From battling aliens to wearing sweatpants, we have it all. This episode of H&N starts right now.
I'm climbing up the...
Yeah. Don't give it to me easy. I like a little challenge. When it feels better when you take a little damage.
It's raining, man.
Hallelujah. Never mind. Here's your Derica with the weather.
Well, not a lot of surprises this week. We're going to have some highs in the mid to upper 70s, and things are going to cool down to about 50 degrees or so each night. So not quite swimming season just yet, but we're getting there. Let's take a look at the nation. We've been tracking a small cold front that's been moving in from the northwest here, and what's that? Okay, it sounds as though the cold front has expanded in size, and you can see that here. Okay, and it looks like it's continuing to grow. Look at that. Okay, if we jump back to our 5-day forecast, we're going to see a few changes. Expect highs in the upper 40s with lows down to 20 degrees or so each night. Might want to break out the heavy blankets again this week. If we come back to wow. Okay, it looks like the cold front has really gained some momentum here, and it appears that a storm has started to gather as well, but fortunately it doesn't look too serious. Okay, it's actually becoming a little serious. It seems that hail is starting to fall, about 1 millimeter in diameter. Okay, it seems our initial estimate was a little off. They're more the size of basketballs. Pieces of ice the size of basketballs are falling from the sky, so that is pretty serious. Everyone should probably be taking refuge under concrete structures just as fast as humanly possible. Let's see how this will affect the 5-day forecast. Highs will now be in the upper 10s with lows in the negative 20s, and if you look on Tuesday, there's a slight chance of death. Let's go back to the map here, and oh my. Okay, it seems that the storm and the cold front have clashed violently, and we now have a flood warning and a fire warning. Look at that. I'm not sure how those two can be happening at the same time. Okay, it appears that the flood water is the thing that is actually on fire. Apparently, the flood destroyed 15 gas stations, so about half the flood is now comprised of gasoline and oil. The fire and the flood are traveling together at untold speeds, so we encourage everyone in the area to quickly move to higher ground. Nope, cancel that. We've just been instructed to tell everyone to evacuate to Mexico. Nope, never mind, they're coming here. We're heading to Canada. Okay, if we jump back to our 5-day forecast, okay, scratch that. Mother's love. Okay, the flood fire, which we are now referring to as the Flyer, has destroyed several cities, and okay, it sounds like an earthquake has started as well. That is unfortunate timing. We're getting word now that okay, yes, it's been confirmed that California has broken off of the United States and is starting to float away. Okay, quick update on the hail situation. Good news, the ice particles have shrunk down now to the size of baseballs. Oh, never mind, they are now enormous Volkswagen Beetle-sized pieces of ice, and they are covered in long spikes. So, oh my, looks like we have a tornado. No, 17 tornadoes, which are now hurling the car-sized spike balls at 85 miles an hour in every direction. Okay, we have received word now that volcanoes are erupting. So let's look at the 5-day forecast, and we'll see the temperatures are still fluctuating, but the chances of death have stabilized at about 99.99%. So going back to the map here, sweet glory. The tornadoes have made it so that it is literally raining cats and dogs, and California is starting to sink, and the inhabitants are being attacked by sharks. Okay, we have confirmation that this is the end of the world. So we'll go once more to our 5-day forecast, which is now our 1-day forecast, and that will about wrap it up.
Does anyone, do they really know what's going on around here? Because I don't. But you know who does? Miss Hima Davy. Let's go to her with your school news.
Hey guys, I'm Hima Davy. Seniors, don't forget to email your pictures to the hchsnewsnetwork@gmail.com for their senior video before the deadline date, which is February 28th. Also, all cars parked on campus must have a parking permit. If you don't have a permit for parking, you can get your paperwork from the Freshman Academy. And don't forget to drop it back off as well. This applies to students and teachers. Cars parked on campus without a permit will be towed at owner's expense. Well, that's all I have for you today. Now back to the studio.
How are spring sports going?
Well, I don't know, but you know who does? Anna. And let's go to her with this out of the park news review.
It's the Super Bowl Cup final! America's prom night! Look at the blue team! There's thousands of them! This is sports equivalent of a wildebeest migration. And some bloke out for his morning jog has got mixed up with them. That will happen. Blimey, there's so many players. These fellas are employed just to do the coin toss. They look suspiciously at the object in his hand, unsure whether or not this is a trick. Brian Stork Rookie, must be a double-barreled name. He's caught having a poo and dances his way out of it. Make sure you're all wearing your hard hats, says the fly half. Good point, mates. Safety in this sport, clearly paramount. The ball's guffed back to him. He pauses as if thinking, have I left the gas on? Decides he hasn't, throws the ball at the goal. It's saved. Oh, number 12. You dillied and dallied like an old dog in a fable, and you dropped your bone in the lake, and someone's lost their hard hat. Was nobody listening to the captain? Uh-oh, here's some bloke dressed as RoboCop. Let's see the replay. He enveloped the ball in his magnetic bosom, undaunted by the impenetrable wall of bottoms before him. Fine work, RoboCop. Mission complete. Here, have a cucumber. Quick look at the stats in the first half. New England have baked 1 apple turnover to Seattle's none. That's superior bakery as the fly half takes time off to play Words with Friends on his iPad. A wonderful game, we'll all agree, but hang on, they're playing without him. This could be an error. Yes, it's a try. Mork and Mindy, the ref, celebrated with him. That is blatant favouritism. Oh, I hate to say it, chap with the badly drawn mascara, but that was all your fault. Here comes number 75. They call this chap the Squidgy Cannonball, and I'm sure we'll find out why. They all line up, staring at one another like a futuristic mating ritual, and the defender's caught it, and he's fallen over. And did they win a point for that? I think they won a point for that. It must have been a secret treasure spot. Yes, when you fall over on the secret treasure spot, you've as good as scored a goal. That's it. It's all over. No, it's not. They're doing another scrum. Is this a fight, or are they still playing? I don't want to be the boy who cried wolf. No, I believe this is a rolling maul. Seattle looking for a breakthrough, and they found it with the flanker. It's a try. Yellow dishcloths are thrown in the air as if to symbolise that there'll be no more cleaning. This game is done and dusted. Oh, and there's the jogger again. Wowzers, he has picked the most inconvenient running route. Here comes a tribute to James Gandolfini. He must be the entertainment. He's embraced by Richard Gere. They'll sing a lovely duet. But first, the prize, what they've all been playing for, America's sexiest sports car. Back to you.
Man, this world is just really crazy.
Let's go to Raymond with Keeping It Real.
I'm not a crazy man. Let me tell you something. And so I will admit it here. I am insane. Lies! Lies! No more lies! Lies! Lies, 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 lies! Lies, 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 lies! Yeah! This is normal! This is normal! This is normal! It's a sick freak world, man. You right now. And you're going to get cancer, and you're going to die, and you're going to thank the government, and you're going to cower when the police in black uniforms come and give you the shots forcibly. And they're going to watch babies die and love it because they're good guys. The government's good. I'm lying to you. Ha ha ha. The cops are in the uniforms. They're ready. They're coming. They love it. Shut up. Handcuffs are on you right now. Ooh, I'm such a good officer. Oh, the government's so good. Oh, yeah, they're so good. Oh, thank you, government. You're so loving. I love you so much. Oh, yeah. And they
What are you listening to? Never mind, let's go to Kiara with the top 5 music.
Best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me and trust.
We got 30s and 100 rounds too. My is bad and bullshit, bad. Cook walking up dope with a Uzi. Niggas is savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too. All set. Woo, woo, woo. Till you come back home. Just wanna keep calling your name until you come back home.
Am I out of my mind? If you only knew the bad things I like, don't think that I can't explain it. What can I say? It's complicated. Giving me a million reasons to let you go. You're giving me a million reasons to quit the show. You're giving me a million reasons. Give me a million reasons.
You got any popcorn?
For what? We're making a new show.
For the next segment, let's go to Josh and Stephanie with the movie review.
When a wounded Christian Grey tries to entice a cautious Anastasia Steele back into his life, she demands a new arrangement before she will give him another chance. As the two begin to build trust and find stability, shadowy figures from Christian's past start to circle them, determined to destroy their hopes for a future together.
Intrigued.
You got me looking so crazy right now, yeah. Me looking so crazy right now.
I want you back. I had no idea what this was going to become.
I don't see how this can work. You're just gonna stand there gawking?
Yes.
You got me looking so
What do you want, Anastasia?
This time, no rules, no punishments, and no more secrets.
looking so crazy in love. Got me looking so crazy in love. Baby, you got me. 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 Got me. Got me. Got me.
Do you think you're the first woman who's tried to save him?
Oh, no, no.
Do you see this belly, Matt? You got any health tips?
I'm trying to get rid of mine too. I don't have these tips, but you know who does? Let's go to Lewis with our newest health feature. Let's stop doing it.
What's the crack, everyone? For this week's video, I want to motivate you by giving you some amazing weight loss tips. Keeping in mind though that I am not an expert on the subject and I am also quite fat myself. So we'll see how it goes. Right, let's get started. Let's start off with something nice and simple. Tip number 1 is to only eat while standing naked in front of a mirror. The reason being is you'll be so disgusted at looking at yourself that you'll never want to eat again. As a side note, remember to never do this in front of pets or family members because they don't deserve to look at that. Also, for your viewing pleasure, I won't be giving you a demonstration. I hope you understand. Tip 2 is to avoid the shame of having eaten lots of little bags of sweets. What you want to do instead of that is you want to eat the same amount of sweets but from a much bigger bag, like a family-sized bag or a share-sized bag of sweets, so it looks like you've eaten a lot less by comparison. Results may vary. Tip 3 is to learn how to use Photoshop and put your face on other people's bodies. For motivation, of course. You know, there's nothing more motivating than seeing yourself on top of another man. That sounds very wrong. Tip 4 is to replace all the regular crappy foods you put in a sandwich with ice. See? Smart thinking. Because ice is really low in calories and it's also a great source of hydration. Sponsored by ice. And finally we have tip number 5, which is arguably the most risky tip of them all, and that is to acquire a vast amount of drugs. And what you want to do is you want to take those drugs until your heart rate is fast enough to trick your body into thinking you're exercising. Results may vary. Side effects do include death.
Death. Our death.
Aw, shucks. The show's over.
Gee golly, that just makes me sad.
Till next time, Hornets, I'm Ari.
And I'm Matthew.
Signing off.